Right, hello again and welcome to another Genie World Spark webinar. This session is called Map Magic, and it's essentially about different ways we can use an image in a lesson, in this case geography context. As usual, any resources you need are on the folder on the website. There's a map there that I'm going to be using, which I'll come to in a minute, and this is the crib page, so if you want to share this with colleagues or just remember what we've done, that's there to be downloaded for free and printed. So let's open up Spark. So what I'm going to do first of all, and if you've been watching other webinars, this should be fairly straightforward. Import that image. So if I go to the media icon on the toolbar and click on it, it should go, I hope, straight. It's gone straight to that folder because that's the last one I used. So here's my map, which just an image I downloaded. One thing I should say, because I'm going to be using larger lots, this is quite a high resolution image. So if I click on there, draw it across my screen, seems a good size. So that's an image, just I reposition that. So there's a map of Europe that I might want to use in a lesson. Now that's quite small, so what I'm going to do is use one of the brilliant features of Spark, and that's the infinite size page. So we might want to look at individual countries in Europe. So what I'm going to go to is the zoom in, click on there, come back to my image, click over it. Oops, let me just check that's on. And that's each time I click, that's going to get bigger. And that's going to take it to a size where we can perhaps think about looking at one country at a time. Now, if I was at my touchscreen or board, I could just hold my hands in a sort of claw-like fashion and use that to simply swipe the screen round. But because I'm just at a computer, if I click on the move icon, means I can drag any position I want, and just going to concentrate on the kingdom because exercises I might want to do with my pupils is perhaps label, annotate. Now I could simply pick up a pen and a tool and write down some names on it, but because it's a nice looking map, I want to keep it that way, and my writing is not that good. So one of the things I can do on this, if I go to tools, is handwriting recognition. So if I click on handwriting, and the idea is now that we're going to label a few capital cities. So what I'm going to do now is, where are we? So capital of England is London. So if I write London on there, let's see if that's, there we are. That's actually picked it up. It's put an extra mark on there, but not to worry. And if I go to select, it actually now acts like an image. So I can change the size of it. I can drag it around. So let's place London in England so we get it in the right country. We'll do a couple more. I won't test my knowledge too far. So let me go back to tools, simple process, pick up handwriting, and let's go for the capital of Era, Ireland, and we're going for Dublin. And as you can see, my writing isn't that good. And let's see if that recognizes it. Wow. So well done to the handwriting recognition. It's even recognized my writing. Again, that's a bit big. So if I pick select, click on that, let's just resize it down, get it roughly the same size, and then move it across to Era. Let me move the map up a bit, and France is a nice easy one. I know the answer to that. So again, same process, back to tools, handwriting, and here we go, Paris. Whoops. Something's happened there, so I'm just going to undo that. Again, let me go back, try again, handwriting, You have to be fairly quick. Now, for some reason, I'm touching something I shouldn't be touching. Okay, for some reason it doesn't like Paris. Let's give it one more go. Handwriting, well, it's good practice anyway. So handwriting recognition doesn't always work. Do you know that feeling when you think I'm not going to be beaten? I did say a last and third time. So let's have another go. I must be touching some. Right, it doesn't like that too much, but hopefully we've got the idea. We've got London and Dublin anyway. So again, handwriting recognition does work, but I think you have to be reasonably accurate with your handwriting. So we've got a couple of labels on there, but what we might want to do is to explore some of the other tools so we can investigate this image. So first of all, what I'm going to do is reduce the size again. So if I get to the zoom out icon next to the zoom in, just click out a little bit. And now perhaps I want to highlight some of the countries. What I could do is one of my favorites, the laser pen. This is great for concentrating interest. If I click on laser pen, if I put a circle, let's say, right, let's have a look at France. You can see that flashes in and out. So there's France. Let's move to Poland. We want to talk about that. Notice the annotation around France has gone. So that's flashing to get us to look for Poland. Let's move to Russia. And again, get that same thing. So that's a tool that works very well if you've got an image that you're exploring. Might actually want to go for a pen. Now, there's a slight word of warning here, because if I pick up the pen, let me just check on, I'm just going to go for a thin line. Let's change the color. Let's go to blue. And if I put a circle around Spain, so we're going to look at that. And I want to get rid of that annotation. I can either do the undo button or I can go to erase. Now, if I go to erase, I need pixel eraser. So I can rub out that annotation. So just a bit like using a fill. If I'd actually gone to region eraser and circled it, the whole image would have gone. So just a warning, be a little bit careful when you're annotating and want to erase some of those. Okay, so we've highlighted a few things. Now we're going to play a little game, I think. I'm going to go back to tools. Now, a fairly common one, but always good to use, is Spotlight. So if I come down to Spotlight, click on there, I get my traditional circular spotlight. And again, just very simple to use. If I get my pointer on the red line, I can resize that. So by holding the red line, I can go in and out. Let's go fairly small. And if I put my pointer in the gray area around the outside, I can move it around. So we might be doing an exercise where we're saying, right, we found Germany. Which country is to the south of Germany? So if we've been studying the countries, this might be a bit of a knowledge test. Again, I can't remember, so let's have a little look. Got Liechtenstein, and I suppose Austria if we go a little bit to the east. And again, we can scour around. And France, what's to the south of that? Might know that. So we go to Spain, and if we go west, we come to Portugal. So again, a useful tool just for investigating a picture like this. If I tap in the gray area and I get the menu, I can change the shape, I can change color, transparency, but let's come out of that for the moment. Exit. So we're back on here. Now, this is, as we've already mentioned, an infinite page. So what I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to reduce that even more. So if I go to zoom out, let's make that a bit smaller. Let's go to the hands and move it up a bit. Because what we've got Here is Germany, and we might decide, let's see if we know what else. So hopefully we'll know it's Africa. Do we know the shape of it? So this is where I will probably embarrass myself by showing how poor my drawing and knowledge is, but not to worry. Let's pick up blue. We're on blue, a thin line. I'm going to try and complete that a little bit. I know it goes around there and down and up, and I can't remember too much. So I think that is roughly the shape of Africa. I think I want to go on a bit, so let me move that up so I can keep going as far as I want. If we go a little bit south and east, again, let me go back to my pen. I'm going to attempt Australia as much as I can remember it. Not very good, but sorry anybody who's Australian out there. Bit of New Zealand there. And then let's move it up a bit. And we might think, right, if we keep going south, eventually, if I pick up my pen again, we've come to Antarctica. So I haven't lost Europe. I can scroll up, but next to the zoom buttons, there's the bird's eye view, the air view. So if I click on there, then it puts everything I've drawn onto one page. So yes, seeing the whole page just shows up how poor my drawing is. But the effect is that, as I said, we've got this infinite page. Really, that's quite short and simple, but it's a couple of ways of looking at an image. So what we've done, we've zoomed in and out. We found we've got an infinite page, so we can extend that drawing. Lots of ways we could fit in a drawing. It could be a famous painting. We want to extend it. All sorts of ideas that you can use that for. We've used the spotlight tools, handwriting recognition for labeling, and again, it's using some of the tools that we can find in Spark and using them to good effect. So I think that's Map Magic. Great way to use this as part of a lesson, and again, lots of different contexts you could fit those techniques and ideas into. I do apologize for my drawing again, but I'm sure you could do that better. I'll go away and practice now. So that was Map Magic. And what I'm going to do now is, I think, call a close to my poor drawings. Do I want to say the changes? I certainly don't. And close the meeting. So thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope that's been useful, and look out for the next webinars. Remember, these will be recorded and you can pick them up on our website. So thank you very much from Genie World, and goodbye for now.